Hi everyone, it's Dragana at Saacibo. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to use some of these that I've created with you guys in the previous video where we looked at faux stained glass techniques, and I will show you a few different ways of adding them to your journals. And I want to start with this one. I'm going to use it in this journal, my lip journal, and I found this page that has a little bit of gold glitter, and I think it would look really nice there, but I want to add a little bit more to it before I attach that. And I have these two, and I have some stencils that I think might look good with blue and purple here, and some stamps. I'm gonna add a scrap piece of paper like this just to protect the other pages. And I'm going to start by adding just a little bit of purple around the edges. I hope you enjoyed the last video. I had a lot of fun creating these faux stained glass little artworks, something different, and the colors were a little bit brighter than what I normally do. Most of my artwork is muted colors, perhaps, and it's nice to change things up a little bit now and then. Okay, so we've added a bit of purple. Let's see how that looks now. Yes, it does bring it up a little bit. And I'm going to start by adding a little bit of blue as well. Here. I was thinking of creating a tuck spot there. I'm going to use this stencil. I just want to have a little bit of something there. Make it stand out. Nice. And I'm going to use this one here, but I'm going to go with the purple. Doesn't have to be anything elaborate or much, but I think that makes it look a little bit nicer. I'm going to go with some text in brown. Let's see, perhaps a little bit here, like so, and maybe there. Perhaps even here. That's nice. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I don't need this anymore. I think I should round the corners here because they can be really sharp, especially, you know, when you want to put something in. I can see that that's going to get in the way. I'm going to use my envelope punch board to do that. You see, I have a choice of using that side or that side, and this side looks a little bit more grungy, so I'm going to use that one. And another thing I want to do is, although I used black pen, I think I want to have these raised parts a little bit lighter, like more like gold or bronze color. So I'm going to use this gilding wax and just this cotton bud, and I'm just going to go over these areas that are black just a little bit, like so. So now I'm going to attach this to this page. I'm going to need some help because it's going to move otherwise, so I'm going to just use these clips. You could also just leave the clips there, paper clips, just attach like that. I'm after something more permanent. So now I can do that. I'm going to just staple it. Now I can remove this. Do another one there. And one more here. Cool. I think I'm going to go with one in the middle there and one more here. So that works all right. Tuck things in. It's a nice page, but it can also hold things. And since I'm doing that, maybe I can just make a little card for here. Just use this. I love this part of the creative process. You make something and then you start adding to your journals and finding, like, it's like finding homes or permanent place for your artworks. Okay, I'm gonna go with that same. On this side, maybe I can go with blue. Like so, and I probably need something here so that I can pull it out easy. I found this in my scrap box. Maybe I can use that. I'm just gonna go with the purple instead of this black that's already there. Must have created this for something else. Ended up not using it. Just need some glue. I'm gonna put it somewhere here. That looks nice, doesn't it? I love that page, so it worked really well. All right, so that one is done. I have my winter journal here, and I really wanted to include those birds somewhere here, but it is a bit unfortunate that that's bigger than the journal. And I would want to have either a pocket or a tuck spot, but I don't want to put it like that, if you know what I mean. What about if I just cut here and use that one separate and have those two together? Maybe I'll do that. I'll just cut it. Maybe I can use this to cut it. I'll just trim this part as well a little bit. Cool, and it's probably too long there. I'm gonna cut that bit off as well. I'm still trying to figure out where to put these. I think they would look nice here, or even here. Or even that one. I'll just add a little bit of stencil work here. I'll use yellow. It's nice. Perhaps a bit more here. Probably stamp with, I'll go with this brown, which is a lighter brown. Yep, that's all it needs. Now I need to attach these, and I think I'm going to use just the double-sided tape here. Is it too visible? That's all right. I'll lift it up a little bit. So yeah, you can hardly see. And then I could add something here to cover that glue if I wanted to, but I think it's all right. And the card fits nicely inside. Okay, let's do a card for this tuck spot. Let's do a yellow one. I'm going to do a tutorial on these stencil with glue gun very soon. I'm really excited about that one. But you know, I've realized that those sticks for the hot glue that are clear are not gonna show really well in the video, so I've ordered some that are in color. I think that would be much easier for you to see what I'm doing. So I guess I have to wait until that arrives to do the tutorial. That's why I decided to do the stained glass video first. And I have a few more that I really want to do this year. Hopefully I will. Adding a bit more color to my projects. Stenciled anything on this side. This one, I don't think I need anything. I'll just leave it like that. So that's another way of attaching these with just double-sided tape. Now I want to show you this. This is my old sketchbook. Not happy with how it looks. It's just white. It's always been like that. And I've been thinking of ways to improve that look. And this is what we've done the other day. I really love how that looks. So I have a few things here that I want to add to it. Maybe that one. I have these little metal parts. Corners. And I have this. Perhaps I will cut some pieces and add there. This is used in dressmaking, especially like for wedding dresses and things like that. I think I could cut pieces and glue them there. I want to ink this first a little bit. I think I'm going to go with this green color. Yeah, maybe just some green. That would look nice. I was thinking of painting this and doing all sorts of things, but then the other day, it just, once I completed that and I put it there, I thought that looks so nice here. I want it on my sketchbook. So that's how that came to be. And maybe I can add some of that. I'll try this color. It's like orange. Yep. So I'll just go round. Yep. I like how that looks. Very nice. Let's do some down the bottom. We add a little bit here. Let's see if it needs anything else. Wow, that looks so nice. Maybe I can stamp a little bit. And I will stamp in green. Perhaps there. And right here. Now I have to figure out how to attach this. I can just glue that there first and then attach with some brads. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a little bit of double-sided tape just in corners, just to keep it in place. These things tend to slide everywhere. Like so. Let's peel that off. Going to use this F6000 glue. Used it before on metal and paper and it worked all right. When we were making those paper beads with eyelets, I used it to attach eyelets to paper beads. So let's glue the rest of them. So far, I love it. Okay, hope I placed them properly. I still have time to move them a little bit, so now I have to cut these pieces to glue them as well. I didn't think these would be so tough to cut. Might have to take the measurements and then ask my husband to cut it for me. Okay, that one's a little bit easier, so I'll use the same glue. I'll just apply glue here. Need to cut 2 more pieces for here. I don't know what type of metal these are made of, but that was so difficult to cut. It's some sort of coiled metal, but it's so tough, like steel. And I didn't want to give up. I really wanted them there badly. I'm very happy with that one. Now this part is left, and I usually just use these brads to attach that there. There's some sort of embossed writing here. So I'm going to assume that's in the middle. Punch holes here. Let's put the breads in. Second one. Just gonna put a piece of paper here. I have this word cut out from one of my kids' daydream, and I think I'm going to put that one in. It is a little bit loose, so I'll just put another piece of paper behind. Now that's better. That's much better now. I love how that turned out. Faux stained glass as a journal topper. I'm very happy with this. It looks almost like a glass panel on top. I still have to do this side. I just want to show you an example here of attaching these faux stained glass pieces to pages in the journal. I've done this one with breads in just 4 corners, okay? And this becomes belly band from either side, you know. So if you have a longer piece that you want to slide, or you have a wider, you can do so from the top, from the bottom, and from the side. It's basically a pocket now. Love that. Here I have my nautical journal, and I picked this page, and this example that I've shown you in the other day in the video, this was done with nail polish. It just, when it comes to colors, it just fits perfectly here in this journal with these blues and pinks, and I really want it here on this page. And another way of attaching these is just with the sewing machine, and I think that's what I want to do with this one. The page is already fine as it is. I am not going to stencil or stamp anything. I just want it there, and I could turn it into like a belly band and maybe just do the sewing top and bottom. I could turn it into a pocket perhaps, but because this journal is already bound, I'm limited to just this side of the page. Anything else would be a little bit difficult to run through the sewing machine. So I'm going to just do this. I'm going to just attach it perhaps here, like a tuck spot. And I'm going to use paper clips just to secure it, okay? So that it doesn't move. Maybe 2 paper clips while I'm working. Okay, and this is elastic binding journal, which means I can take that part out, and this will be easy now to take to the sewing machine. Okay, and carefully fold it like this. Now I can feed it through the sewing machine just like that. Usually I avoid doing the machine sewing on journals once they're bound, but I think it's doable in this case. There it is. That's what it looks like on that side. I think it went really well. I just had to hold this the whole time like that. I love how it turned out. You can definitely use the sewing machine to attach these to the journal or any other ephemera piece. So let's take a look now. My tuck spot is working fine. Yeah, it is a perfect fit. I did not plan for this, but now that it's done, I think it's just right for this journal. Now I better put it back in. I have this little birdie left. I was thinking of making like a paper clip with it. I will just trim it a little bit, and here, don't need it that long. The top can stay. I have some leftover pieces. Let's see what would look good underneath. This one. Oh, this one might look good. That one. I would probably have to trim a little bit on top, so I could glue these two together and then attach this one on top with an eyelet, and it will become like a paper clip. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to glue these two together. If you wonder about these papers, they are free on my website for you to download if you want to. I've created them when I was working with recycled packaging a year or two ago. So I've scanned them in and they are available to download. You would probably just need to scroll down a little bit. I have to figure out a way to maybe reorganize the website. There's quite a lot of downloads there at the moment. And the ones from 2 or 3 years ago are really a long way down. You have to scroll and scroll and scroll to get them. I'll just ink this a little bit. So what did we do? We've done double-sided tape gluing. We've done sewing. We've done staples, and now we're going to do eyelets. Now, how can I do this? I'll just use a marker. Just to cut it in that same shape. That's all right. I think I'm going to put it on this side, like the bird and the music. It just seems right. I think it looks all right. Hard to see. I'm going to use these clips again just to hold it in place, like so. Have to punch a hole now. I'm going to use this black eyelet. Oops. Let's see. I love it. Let's find something to add to the top. I think this one's just right. Okay, just push that through and loop. So cute. Love this one. Which journal should I put it in? Maybe in this one. Maybe here. Yeah. So this serves as a tag. You can still write on it, but it's also like a little paper clip. You know, you can keep it like that. in the journal. Love it. Love that one there. Cool. So we can use eyelets as well. And of course you can do something like this. I've shown you that in the previous video. I cut it out, just punched the hole and used this to create a little dangle. And I also want to show you this. I've done a few of the specimen cards, quite a few. Really loved it. And you can also apply the same thing to the pages. I've done a video on how to cut a window into an existing journal and create a page like this. I will link it down below, and I'm not going to do that now. But I do want to create a little tag with this one. And I have these two pieces of paper with the opening that's already cut. I think it should fit nicely. Yeah, it will cover a little bit of that there, but I don't really mind. I'll just ink this a little bit. Okay, now that looks nice. I was so hoping for spring, and now it's cold again. And it's just cold, freezing cold, but no snow. That's not good. We had a few warm days and then it went back to being cold. Oh well, I guess the winter has to do its thing. All right, so I will just trim a little bit of this on top and that part there, because I don't need it that big. And I've been using this glue, F6000. You can use double-sided tape, or you can use a glue like this one. And then just push like this towards the outside. Do not push it on the inside, because the glue will end up on your image. Oh, that looks really nice. I like it. Okay, and now when it comes to gluing that part, I will add the glue, this glue, directly here where the plastic part is. And I will use just white glue for the rest. And because this piece is smaller than that, I'll just add the glue here. This is the tricky part, aligning this. It looks alright. Just always push from the center outwards, and then you won't end up with glue smudges on the clear part of the plastic. Okay, let's leave that to dry a little bit and then we'll trim it. I'm thinking if I should add anything else here. I've been adding these little labels to some of them. These are also free on my website, the labels, free printable. Let's trim this. Nice big tag. All right, maybe I'll just round the corners a little bit. I'll link the edges. I really love these as specimens because I can view them from both sides. started with a really clean desk, and you wouldn't believe the mess I made all around me. Incredible. After just a few hours of crafting, I surprised myself with how much mess I can make. Okay, perhaps I want to add some of these. That's a nice one. And have these with numbers, dates, just get a number. And just a little bit of inking. That's it. I don't think it needs much more. Perhaps I could add a topper. Just the middle. I'll use this same piece of fabric as a topper. Cool. I made quite a few. And I just want to show you something else. I've cut this one out. Originally I was going to make a charm with it, but I realized it's a bit too wide for a charm or a dangle. And then I just folded it like this. I have the closure of one of my journals. I was thinking it would even look good if I just stapled it like that on top of this white lace butterfly. Or I could even just take it to the sewing machine and do the sewing through here. Just cut these threads. Could have used white thread on the other side, but I wanted you to see better. Okay, let's have a look on the journal. It belongs to this journal, so it is about butterflies, I guess. So when I close it now, it sits right there on the spine. I really love how that turned out. So that's another way of using these. You can decorate other things, not just journals. Okay, let's have a look at what we've created. I'm so happy with this one. I'm glad that my sketchbook finally has a new look that I absolutely love. Love how that turned out. I ended up not putting any of these brads here. Perhaps I might in the future, I don't know, but at the moment I really love that glassy look. All right, and this one also turned out so nice. Love the colors here. Very happy with that one. I could even go with perhaps some black marker on top of these to make them stand out a bit better, or even attach little charms or something. I don't know, I'll think about it. It's definitely a quick and easy way to attach these plastic or vinyl little artworks to your journal. Just use the staples. Love the birdies. This was also very easy to do, just with the double-sided tape. Love that tuck spot there. And this one with an eyelet turned out to be like a tag and an over-the-top paper clip or tuck spot. Love how it turned out. Really happy with that one too. That was another idea of how to attach these to a journal. Turn that into a pocket or a tuck spot. Use the sewing machine. It's quick and easy, and I love how it looks on this side as well. Love adding sewing to my journals. Okay. And here we have the specimen, or a tag as a specimen. I've used F6000 glue here. I'm really happy with that one. I have that one. Have this one. Actually, I'll just put them like this so you can see them. Made a lot of these. Here's another mushroom one. Yeah, very happy with the tags. It's a nice addition, I think, and they look interesting on both sides, I think. On the rough side or the smooth side. Love that butterfly there. Okay, so that's when it comes to just gluing inside of a opening or a window. And then here I've used that butterfly, stitched it on the sewing machine. I really love how it looks on that journal closure, and on the inside we have this thing. Love that idea, attaching it just in 4 corners. Very happy with that one too. And look, I've got many more to play with. So I guess in some of the future journals that I make, you'll probably see some of these images. Anyway, I hope this video gave you ideas on how you can use these if you've created some, and how you can attach them in your journal. I think they look really nice in the journals. Let me know what you think in your comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you soon in the next video. Bye for now.